When the lights come down and I leave the stage, it's you that makes it all worthwhile.
Welcome to the Direction of the Heart WebTV discussion series. My name is Mike Aloia. I'm CEO of American Hearts Radio Entertainment Network. I have my partner, Mr. Pete DeLorenzo from New Jersey. How you doing, brother?
Hey, my brother.
Today's guest is Mr. Orrin Hudson. Mr. Hudson, it's my pleasure to have you, sir. Give us a little bit.
I'm honored to be here.
Real honor to have you, sir. Mike, you know, Orrin and I go back some years now. I was introduced, actually, Mike, you know Mr. Sammy Lee Hill, who has the Mentor song and was part of Global Cooperation Day last year, 2014. And Sammy was the gentleman that introduced me to Hudson, Mr. Hudson, because they were both police officers. You know, Orrin has many talents. He's a retired police officer. He has served our country. He has done incredible work and has been on the news and media many times what he's doing with these young people. So with that, Orrin, you can kind of tell us and enlighten us.
What city and state are you in, Mr. Hudson?
I'm in Stone Mountain, Georgia. I'm originally from Birmingham, Alabama, and I'm a foot soldier fighting ignorance, teaching our young people to think it out instead of shoot it out. Get your head up, get your pants up, get your grades up, and the big one, never give up.
Well, Mr. Hudson, that's amazing. You're right there in Stone Mountain. I've got my my studio right there in Atlanta, Georgia, where we shoot a lot of live web television shows. I'd love to have you on my father's show, Keeping It Real. I'll be back up there in July. Second.
Well, I'm on. Well, schedule me for July, and I'm there. I love to be on your show. I love it.
That would be great, Mike, if you do a segment with him live with the kids, because Mr. Hudson is a world-renowned chess champion too, and this is the concept.
Well, my dad loves chess. In fact, my Uncle Kaz, he was a chess champion.
Right there,
he passed away. I love Stone Mountain. Been there several times. Took my kids up there. I used to live in that area. Is that where you were a police officer?
No, I was a police officer in Montgomery, Alabama. Okay. So I'm an Alabama highway patrolman, and I live here in Atlanta now because I'm here because this movie star invited me to come here. This movie star named Jane Fonda invited me to come teach some kids here chess, and I've been here ever since.
Wow. Stone Mountain's beautiful park,
it's
man.
It's incredible what he has done with these young people and getting them off the streets and using the very premise and concept, which, I mean, you found on this, or better than I, but, you know, making the right moves, as you would make the right moves on a chessboard, making the right moves in life. I have an autographed book that Orrin had given me, and it's amazing, Orrin. I salute you. The incredible time, energy, love, and positivity that you have accomplished with these young people. Just amazing.
Well, I tell you,
I'm doing a tour. I'm doing a tour right now. It's called Positivity, Peace, and Purpose. And I'm going to Baltimore, Ferguson, Chicago, and Cleveland, teaching young people that the new weapon of choice is a bishop, knight, and a pawn, not a gun.
You gotta get up here.
A bishop, knight, and a pawn, not a gun. Brains before bullets. Think it out. Don't shoot it out.
How can people get a hold of you if they're interested in having you come out and people want to know about you? What's the best way to get a hold of you and check you out, Mr. Hudson?
www.besomeone.org. I came up with the name Be Someone because Abraham Lincoln, his mother, her last words on the planet to Abraham was be someone. And even though Abraham had failed 8 times running for public office, Abraham Lincoln took those 2 words, be someone, all the way to the White House. So I'm empowering young people to be someone. So the website is besomeone.org.
That's beautiful, brother.
Absolutely beautiful.
I want to, you know, and as far as chess is concerned, give us a little bit of about what are you a chess champion? I know you're an author of chess.
I don't have a title, but I have a testimony. Pharaoh had a title, but Moses had a testimony. And my testimony is we can beat the odds if we put God first. We can beat the odds if we put God first. I serve a God with all power, and I'm all about love, walking in love, moving in love, treating people better than I want to be treated. And this just changing the world. Yes, I had the blue light. Yes, I had the badge. Yes, I had the gun. But I treated everybody I stopped like the most important person in the world. Because we all are one. You know, I just I gave a lot of blue light special. Yes, I could have messed a lot of people up, but I gave them the benefit of the doubt, gave them some type of deal. Yes, I could put 109 on the ticket, but I'm going to help you out a little bit where it won't be so bad on you.
And you know,
it's all about mercy, compassion, treating people better than you want to be treated.
Now, you as a police officer and all this chaos that's going on, like in Baltimore and different states and around the country, with the, there's a lot of prejudice against police officers, the racial tension, everything else that's going on. Give us your take on that. As a former cop.
My take is power is an illusion.
Out there like you are, and we actually do need more police officers because you are carrying what our Lord taught us to do unto others as we would have them do unto us. And treat
right. See, power is an illusion. So my take is you got to walk in love. You got to do everything in love because whatever you put out there comes back. I never lost a case when I was a highway patrolman. Why? Because I'm not going to write you nothing that's borderline. And if I wrote you some, I gave you some type of deal in the process. Yes, you was going 109, but I only put 80 on the ticket, save you about 500. I could have put 109, but give you a little mercy. Give a person, be fair. Give a person a deal. Help a brother, help him out so that it's a win-win. And just treat people like it's you, and you'll never make a mistake again in your life.
You know what? That's very profound that you say that. As a police officer, my father was an ex-police officer in Chicago during the 60s, during the racial riots. And it's almost like time's repeating itself because there is a lot of racial rioting going on. What would be your message to the actual police forces and the people in community? I mean, can't we come together instead of being so segregated?
Yeah, we want your
Number one, we all are one. And there's only two things out there. There's love and there's fear. So do everything out of love. Just trust the process. Treat people like it's you. And remember that power is an illusion. You have no power over nobody. Treat everybody like this, like it's you. Because the word universe means one. And whatever you put out there comes back. If I point one finger at you, I have three coming back at me. So whatever you put out there comes back. The good you do comes back to you. The bad you do will be sad for you.
Orrin, let me ask you this, because I've had police officers throughout my family, too. In fact, my first cousin was Pete Voda, who was slain in the line of duty in 1963. I was just a kid at the time, and 11, 12. But today, on both sides, and it doesn't matter black, white, whatever race or color, but there is this racial tension. And to the perpetrator, let's say, or the person that the police are trying to apprehend, all right, they panic, like you use that key word, fear. They panic, or they start to run, or they bounce back, or verbally or physically against a police officer. Then you got the other end where a police officer might be like, well, he's fast on the draw, or a little trigger happy because he's fearful. Are they going for a knife or a gun? Are they going to come at me? So how do we balance that? Because there's a lot of tension there.
Well, I mean, the bottom line is I wrote an article not long ago. You can Google it on the internet right now. I said, dear black people, quit running from the police. Number one, the police, you just got to do the right thing. If a police officer doing wrong, you still just do the right thing because God is still in charge. And in the end, you'll win if you don't do nothing crazy. So be humble, do exactly what they ask you to do, and whatever they ask you to do, just do it. Because for right now, whatever he say goes. So just be humble. Yes, sir. No, sir. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. And just be courtesy and polite.
Yep. Well, you can see, like, a simple thing like the other night, and it was all over the news last week or whatever, where we're at the Mets Stadium where they were having that big concert, and apparently there was a problem where they weren't letting certain people in. The capacity was full of whatever. So people were being turned away. Now, they had purchased tickets. They had paid like $30 a head for parking. So they started rioting. And the next thing you know, there was blows and there was, police officers there and SWAT teams, and it got way out of hand and fighting and throwing stones. It just got out of whack. Now, why all the violence? We know this is very, very prevalent.
I think there's a lot of anger out there, Pete. A lot of people are angry. A lot of people are scared. The fear.
It don't have to be that way. The anger and the rage. You just hit it on the head.
I think the only way, towards, our message here is a message of global peace. And I believe that the racial tension, the bigotry, the I mean, all the anger, that's got to stop at some point in time.
Absolutely. That's what's causing
people can't stay angry and hateful towards each other forever. I wouldn't think. I would hope not. Anyway,
somebody wants to punch somebody in the nose or shoot somebody or whatever, you know, and it's like out of control. It's out of control.
Well, there's so many variables that come into play, but this whole thing that you're involved with chess. I mean, chess. I love chess. I grew up playing it with my dad, and it's so much like life. You know, you've got your sacrifices. Yep. You make each move at a time. Slowly, You think about things. You know, before you make your decisions, you try to think several moves ahead. You know, always try. You've got different ways, different moves at different angles. Yep. And there's always a way to either win, and if you fail, you just try again.
See, and that's exactly
right. It's called sacrifice. It's called going the extra mile. It's called perseverance, pattern recognition, patience,
and learning how to get better.
Big picture. You got to do big picture thinking. You got to think before you move. Yep. You got to be humble. You can't get too over happy if you take a person queen because they could come back on you. You gotta stay focused. Don't look to. You gotta stay laser focused.
Well, I think chess kind of parallels with relationships a lot especially when you run into a stalemate.
Yeah.
You know,
a stalemate means you can have all this material and still lose the game, or draw the game. Oftentimes, people have all this stuff. They're trying to get all these queens, and they may have 4 or 5 queens, and they're trying to get more, and next thing you know, it's a stalemate. Yep. So we got to teach people, don't be greedy.
Don't be greedy.
You know, don't be greedy. You know, do the right thing. Only accept your fair share. The word love means giving without expecting anything in return. Right. So you got to give, you got to love on people, and you got to treat everybody like the most important person in the world because we all are one. And if police officers get this, you'll win. That's how I won. I never lost a case. Why? I treated everybody I stopped like the most important person in the world. And when you work with people and you treat them like it's you, it works out.
You know, sometimes a lot like chess. I gotta tell you this, Pete, and I know you can relate to this. You know, just when you think you got it, just when you think you're gonna make that move, and it's the other opponent's move, and you're sitting there waiting, all of a sudden he comes up with something completely.
And throw a microwave in a whole program.
Never seen it coming. All of a sudden, that life hits you with that blow.
It's so parallel to real life because things can change up in a fraction of a second for the better or for the worse. So it's strategy. And Orrin, what you're teaching them is what our Lord taught us. You know, and as you freely receive, you freely give. And you know, the greed, the hatred, the prejudice, the violence, it has to stop. And this is a beautiful concept of what you've done, and taking the game of chess and using that. You know, and it's the old adage or cliche, if you will, you get a lot more with honey than you do with vinegar.
Yes, sir. And, you know, it's only 2 things, love and fear. And if you walk in love and you treat people with love and you know, everybody's your teacher, everybody's important. Never look down on anyone unless you're picking them up. We all are one, and we got to help each other, and we got to care for each other. I remember one time in court, there was this guy in court. He was arrested for DUI, and all the other troopers dogged him out. He needed a ride home. He had did his time in jail, and he needed a ride home, and nobody would take him home. I'm like, man, come on. I'll take him home. I took this guy home. Come to find out, he was a white guy. He was one of the smartest guys in the whole county. Wow. He could fix anything, but they treated him like dirt because he got arrested for DUI. But you gotta love on people, man. That guy was one of the smartest guys in the whole county. He could fix anything, TV, radio, anything. He just had that natural ability. But he made a mistake. He got a DUI. We all make mistakes. Nobody is perfect. But I took him home and found out, got a chance to meet him and network. That was a nice guy. So we got to treat everyone we meet like the most important person in the world.
Absolutely.
See, perfect example that if they had, instead of treating him the way they were, you show compassion and empathy, and you're going to bring out and make that person feel not worthless, but worthy and productive in society. And here's a man that has multi-talents that he could be using instead of a DWI. So,
Encourage them instead of knocking them down when they're down.
Right, encourage them. You know, nobody is perfect. We all make mistakes.
Lord
we all
knows
have
I've
mud
made
on
my
our
share. I've made my share of mistakes, man.
Edify rather than to tear down and demean a person. You uplift them and edify them. And Orrin, you are the epitome example of the emulation of putting good out there. You know, you're doing it, and you're not talking it. You're walking it, and you're touching a lot of lives, sir. God bless you.
Well, you know, teaching the children makes my heart sing, and I love it. I can't wait to wake up in the morning and teach the children. I got a class starting in the morning at 9 a.m., and I just can't wait to teach them some new stuff that I learned in church today, stuff that I learned when I do this. I'm always learning so I can give them more and so that I can help balance this crime that we're doing. I'm teaching young people to choose peace over violence, brains before bullets. Think it out, don't shoot it out. Get your head up, get your pants up, get your grades up. And the big one, never give up.
Hey, Mr. Hudson, you had mentioned church, and it just came to mind that Pastor Carlisle is on board with our network with his wife's show, Laugh, Love, and Live with Lady C. I'd love to have you come over to Pastor Carlisle's church. He has 3 congregations, a People's Church up in Atlanta. I'm going to be hitting the stage. And
I'd love to do it. Please allow me to do it. I love it.
Well, I will be contacting you very soon and making the arrangements and get you on Keeping It Real with my father and meeting with Pastor Carlisle and his wife. They've got a new congregation they're opening on June 27th. I wish I could be there for it, but I just got back from Atlanta. I'll be up there on July 13th. We'll start shooting more episodes. So I think I will have you on July 14th, if that works for you.
Yes, sir. Let's do it. I'm excited about it. But I teach the children as though my life depends on it, because it does. We got to educate young people, because our biggest enemy is ignorance. They don't know what they don't know. So here's my message. Those who get it have to help those who don't get it, because those who don't get it don't realize they don't get it. They don't know what they don't know, and they think they know.
What type of background did you grow up in as a kid? You grew up in Alabama?
I was in a gang. I come from a large family, 14 people in the family. I was in a gang, and they say, do this, you do it, do that, do it. And this teacher told me I need to get out of that, and I need to start thinking for myself. So a white teacher in an all-black high school pulled me to the side and told me he was going to teach me how to think for myself, and he taught me chess. So I owe my life to a teacher who took time to buy me a chess book and told me I got to start thinking and start reading. He told me all readers are leaders, and to learn more, you got to earn more, you got to learn more.
Now that's a teacher. Thank God. That was a mentor right there. That's a hell of a testimony.
Yes, sir.
Right
I asked him, why did he help me? He said when he was my age, he got in trouble, and someone bailed him out, and he was just paying it forward.
Yep. See, he was just passing on.
What made you become a police officer?
I'm all about giving and serving and helping others. So at that time, it was just the right thing to do.
But what year was that?
Excuse me?
What year was that?
That was in 1986. But I discovered, though, putting people in jail doesn't work because they come out worse than they went in.
No,
so we got to prevent. So I believe prevention is better than detention.
Change you.
Yeah, so I believe prevention is better than detention. We got to get them before they go in there. And so that's what I'm on a mission. I'm teaching young people to, I'm starting with the little ones, trying to prevention is better than detention.
They should teach that in schools.
Well, Mike, isn't this what we've been talking about week after week? Or Mike and I would talk about this, that, there should be more instilled in the schools or some kind of community programs, which is what you are doing single-handedly, with BeSomeone.org, is getting out there and working with these people before the disaster happens. Plant the good seed before it happens, because they're not getting it at home. They're certainly not going to get it on the streets. They got to get it somewhere. And what you are doing is just incredible. It's incredible. So
if you give me 10 kids in the 8th grade, I guarantee you they graduate. I guarantee you they add value to the world. There's 4 types of people. There are people that subtract, divide, add, and multiply. When you subtract, you go to jail, and when you divide, you go to jail. The only people who are successful are the people that add value and multiply value. God's first instruction to the first couple on earth was be fruitful and multiply. All I'm doing is teaching young people to multiply value. Give more than you take. Never take more than you give.
Beautifully put. That is beautifully
put. Hey, Bruce, can you hear me? I'm not sure if your focus went out a little bit on your camera, Mr. Hudson. How is he coming across clear on your end, Pete?
Yeah.
I'm getting a lot of pixelation on my end.
We got part of his head now. We got to kind of move up a little, but adjust your camera so we can see. We got like cutting off the bottom part of your face. So I got to adjust your
camera. Cut me off?
Yeah, I got to adjust.
Oh, you're still on. Just looks out of focus on my end.
Was it out of focus?
It's your camera. Or give me 1 second. You guys keep talking.
But that is the way you just put that was so aptly put. That yes, God did say be fruitful and multiply, and that's positive. All positive. Adding and multiplying is positive. Like you said, subtracting and division. A house divided, Jesus said, it cannot stand. It's a very good analogy or metaphor, if you will. And at least we don't have tables collapsed. They had a table collapse. Right, Mike? Right, Mike? We had a table collapse one segment.
Yeah.
At least we didn't have that happen.
Bruce said it's all right on his end. He said it should come out fine. Might be something on my end. I don't know. But
just sorry to break in here real quick. Yeah, there's a little bit of pixelation. If you're running any browsers or anything else, or Orrin, you might want to shut them down.
Okay, let me just see if I got anything.
Skype is a really big program and takes up most of the streaming.
Yeah, it does.
Let me see if I can just close out. Make sure I close out everything. I think I got everything closed out.
Okay.
Is that better?
Why don't you do this? Exit the call and try to come back in.
No, we're about at to the end of the segment. We're right now. It's at 30 minutes, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, we're doing good on time.
Well, Mr. Hudson, I'd like to get back with you, and I do appreciate you coming on the show today. There's quite a bit.
Let me give you my private cell phone. It's 44578-5278.
Hold on, I need to write that down.
My private cell phone. We got a video.
Bruce, you're gonna have to edit that out.
Are we still recording?
Yeah, Bruce, you're gonna have to edit that out. Okay.
I got it.
What was it?
404-578-5278.
578. I can't write that fast.
404. 578.
Okay.
5278.
Okay.
I have a rap song. I have a positive song to kind of motivate kids to make the right move and to do their absolute best. And to be careful with your words, because your words can come back to bite you. Be slow to speak and be slow to act. Think before you speak. Think before you act. Because what you can say one thing, it can cost you. You can never recover, and you can make a move and never recover. So you want to think things through before you speak and before you talk. Because one bad word can cost you your job, can get caught up in trouble, and one bad move can cost you your life.
Cost your reputation, your everything, and Apostle Paul admonishes that in the scriptures too, that the tongue is like a two-edged sword, so people have to think before we speak,
Death and life is the power of the tongue.
If there's a video that you have that you'd like us to show, please send it to Bruce, and he'll make sure that he attaches it to the segment.
Absolutely, that would be wonderful.
Okay, can you email me? My email is orrin@besomeone.org. ORRIN@besomeone.org.
Okay.
ORRIN@besomeone.org.
Yep.
And that's BE someone.
Yeah, BESOMEONE.org. I came with the name Be Someone because Abraham Lincoln, like I said, his mother told him to be someone.
Yeah.
And before she died, and he had failed 8 times running for public office, and he took those 2 words, be someone, all the way to the White House. Be someone.
Mr. Hudson, I know that you've done a lot of things on mainstream media as well. What different news programs have you been on?
I've been on Good Morning America. I've been on Fox News, Fox and Friends. I've been on national TV, CBS Early Morning Show, and I've been on
CNN.
CNN. Right? I've been on several CNN stations.
That's where I seen you. I told Bruce earlier I've seen this man on CNN.
Yeah, I've been on CNN several times.
Well, I tell you, Mr. Hudson, the honor is all mine to have met you, and I can't wait to shake your hand and give you a big hug. And
well, I'm looking forward to when you come here to be on that keeping it real. I love to tell people that keeping it real. That's what I'm all about.
Well,
I keep it real.
God works through people, brother.
In a scene in my film, The Mentor, I've got him where I'm going to have him doing what he does best and working with the children. That's going to be an actual scene in the film.
Well, Pete, I'm so happy that we finally got Mr. Hudson on. I can't wait for all of us to get together one day.
By God's grace.
Hey, the pleasure's all mine. Hey, I'll teach y'all some secrets about chess when we get together.
Oh, I know my father would love that, and so would I.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Well, Mr. Hudson, thank you so much, and thank everybody for tuning in, and we will see you next week on Direction of the Heart. God bless.
BeSomeone.org. Love you.
Well, you keep up the great work that you're doing.